So, is it weird for Russell Brand to say that you've been lied to if it was like 3 days ago or something like that? He's been putting out this segment. And like him and like David Wilcox or something, they've been having a lot of juice. A lot of, like I see him going by on the side of a bus. Like the advertising, and it's like David Wilcox, and I'm like, how does he get to be on the side of a bus? Why is Russell Brand telling me that you've been lied to like yesterday? Like it's literally like a couple days ago. It's like a segment or something. Like this is new. It's not just that. It's not just that you can separate yourself from people who are always talking about the same shit. Like you have to disengage. Because they never have the information you need. They never have the, a guy was talking about this that I watched. Joe Baker. Anyways, it's like the loop. It's like there's this loop, a new cycle. I know people hate conspiracy channels because they think that you would be arguing empirically that this is the case. Like maybe, I mean, you can have a feeling that they blow a high pitch frequency whistle or something in Yellowstone, and fucking bison starts evacuating, like, you know, like that's the beginning of the news cycle, because they like those lone wing nuts and those crazies, like what's his name, that singer that they don't like, you know, they like to get those people started first with some of the, like, far-fetched lunacy. So like they'll start with like saying like it's a volcano or something, and then get ready once Yellowstone blows up, you know what I mean? But that's how they drive the news cycle. So it's like they'll do it again, you know what I mean? And it's just like, if you like don't have to believe in number stations or whatever, but the number station is the one that said, okay, send the signal, it's COVID, and then we're gonna start testing our 5G. You'll be able to get enough statistically to go align with the symptoms, you know, like maybe it's gonna fuck with your equilibrium, something make you get wheezy or something, I don't know. So one dude had a COVID reaction, his skin turned black. It was like, and then I thought that was gonna be happening to a lot of people, and it only happened to him. It's a Chinese dude. Remember the people that were having spasms and shit? Where's the people that are getting COVID now that are having spasms and conniption and what's it called? Epilepsy, like bringing on epilepsy. Does it sound like good information? I think it's just like there is being induction and inference to make up parts of our reality, right? So because you can get mad because you know somebody with COVID. Shit, you know somebody suffering from 5G. Maybe. I mean, you don't have to believe me or anything like that. Plus, it goes along with the, you know, we're selling this vaccine, and it's a, you know, agoraphobia in a way, because they don't want to try conventionary means to drive robust taxes, revenue for robust taxes. I mean, I don't know that it's not. I don't know that COVID isn't just 5G, you know? Because the same symptoms I was having for years and years just from being a fucking alcoholic and smoking and everything. Your back tells you stop. So my back is telling me sooner or later you're gonna have to quit vaping. Sooner or later you're gonna have to quit weed. It's not even real weed anymore. It's George Soros scromic weed. It's gonna give you a thyroid. It's gonna give you a thyroid scromate or whatever. And at one point in time, I thought it was a good idea to have a seed bank or something, you know? Like, oh, yeah, sure, the world needs a seed bank. Yeah, what that makes all... But, you know, like, any time that there's reason involved, then it's going to be corrupted. Because you can't argue against reason. The only way to distinguish yourself or distance yourself from that ulterior modus operandi, convenience-based modality is to have lofty goals. That doesn't make sense to people, that they laugh at. That is absurd, okay? Those kind of goals, because you're going to be dependent on bureaucrats, because bureaucrats are arbitrary and set reasonable goals that you can't argue with. And just the name of the agencies that turn out to be the things that more or less want to be needed than they want to actually solve anything, right? This is like a manual telling you how to be a society. It's not going to be like, you know, tomorrow or whatever. I'm like, why didn't I just come down to the point and make this video tomorrow? Because Russell Brand just told me I was lied to, like, just the other day, just like yesterday. It was yet like it really, to be let's be perfectly honest, right? It was about a month ago. Like, oh, like I should put get a notification for when Russell Brand skateboards out onto the stage and fucking tells this shit, and fucking it's like, okay, if I know something, I might as well not even say it, because it's just gonna get under people's skin. If it's true, or even if it's true, it's still gonna get under people's skin, because it's too late. Okay. Like, a lot of people got vaccines and booster shots so they can travel, you know, so they can travel. And you can't call them names and shit, you know what I mean? But they thought it was bullshit, and they got it anyway. And we're like, these boosters are probably fucking with my DNA, but I gotta get it because of my job or something like that. And if they heard, oh, you think that the shit is 5G, and shit, they're gonna be like, you know what, that's probably right, but fuck you anyways. Because I can't really reconcile with that information. It's just like, I don't want a black pill. I don't want a black pill. Don't even know what it was fucking you up. like what's fucking everybody up is maybe that they'll work out the 5G so it's not fucking this up anymore. But to get it started, they didn't know how, so they had to break a few eggs. Like a few eggs got dropped, okay, to make an omelet. Like we already know that we come down to something like that. Most likely, anyways, it's gonna be, if they're 20 years advanced in science, they're not gonna show us what they have. Their most sophisticated, technology and stratagems and whatever. Like they don't want to go out and show and tell, or be like, hey, look what I could do. but we are though. So we're all, look what I could do. I could eat all these bugs and crickets and everything like that for the ozone. You can get the meat right with eggplant, cauliflower. Like you get a food processor and you press all the moisture out of the eggplant and you get really fine crumbled cauliflower that can melt. It'll melt back together. And there's like black bean and like certain things that you can come together to make it dense meat. And I know that shit a lot of people don't like, but I've had some good. So anyway, like it doesn't make sense, like hyperbolic, to get you like, oh, we gotta go out and fucking collect crickets and eat all the, like, what, like that's so weird. Like there's all goop anyways inside there. There's just a little skeleton, their little arthropod skeleton, and the goo that makes up whatever insides that there are. It's like a drop of goop. I don't know why you think that you can make anything with that. But they're just trying to tell you that we're thinking about doing this to try to scare you and get you at the same time used to the idea, and then you see some like tell you to figure it out yourself how to do it and fucking do it, and like to want to eat it, bugs, and laugh at you. But it's cheating if you buy all the farmland and shit. So you can't really laugh. You can't really troll. You can make people, you can make them bend to your will, but you can't argue that that they should be more, you know what I mean? It comes down to being forced to take a MRNA. Who doesn't know the story of mRNA? Like a bacteria finds its ecology inhospitable because of another pathology in its ecosystem. Okay, because microbials have the ability to like release, so like they can make the intolerable and for other like they can send out an enzyme or something. Like there's all kind of, and they get together and they can make, like they're just getting the organic material ready for the next step of rejuvenation, and they just all render one little condition onto it, and then they disappear. Like what is a mass die-off or whatever. There's some other pathology kind of fills out the space. Like it was always there, but it wasn't active or something like that. And then it gets onto arthropods and little fish, little tiny fish, and like all kind of. There's these things called living machines. It's a bunch of different ecologies and aquariums inside of aquariums and vats of water, and it takes advantage of shade on one side and light on the other side of a structure to line those ecologies up in a way where you can direct wastewater through it, like human waste, and on the other side comes out water that is actually 500 times more pure than tap water, than filtered tap water. What is that about? 500 times? That's ridiculous. It's not eating the bugs. There's not the plans. The plans is to clog up a bunch of ecology with masks and shit, like congestion, you know. I seen a sign just today that said to come in this building, you're required. Like, it's telling you you're required by the state and with mandates and everything. Like the whole lockdown scenario is in front of the door of a gas station. Like, they just don't even take it off. I wonder if people complained about it, and the guy was like, well, I'm gonna want to keep it more now because you guys are harassing me. You don't know what kind of mentality. And the feds will be looking for somebody to get mad about some shit and display and behaviors and make an ass about some shit that it's like come on, man, like, you fucking up here, like